It's just not the same when Salem's not on the floor. So it's very crucial that the Hawks gain some sort of momentum here late in the first half, I should say. Here's a three-point shot there, and gets that to go, and that's a huge opportunity here for the Hawks, cutting the deficit here to 3 late in the half. Nate Meyer just stealing the basketball right out of that young man's hands, and there's a layup there, but can't get that one to go. And the Wolfpack going to have an easy layup there on the other end, and boy, that last possession for the Hawks, I certainly would have waited a little longer and developed the possession a little bit more than they did. As we're here less than a minute remaining in the second quarter, and I believe we'll have a reach-in foul of some sort against the Wolfpack. Yes, we will indeed. That's going against number 7, Emmett Victor, and that'll be his second personal foul. Meanwhile, Jacob Salem going to the line for 2. As stated earlier, Jacob Salem in his senior year, forward, 6 foot, 190 pounds, and he certainly wants to make an impact here for this final dance, if you will, here in the Memphis Yeshiva Invitational. As here for these last few years, he's been a real difference maker for this Hawks team. So we're down to 45 seconds remaining with the Valley BC Wolfpack leading 25-20. Valley with no fouls to give. HAFTR also no fouls to give with 4 team fouls, and Wolfpack with 5 team fouls, but Wolfpack truly going to take their time once again here in this possession. 7 drives in, pops it out to number 8 for the three-point shot. Not going to go. Offensive rebound by number 1, and boy, that's just phenomenal hustle there by Eli Lebowitz. We're down to 10 seconds remaining in the half. Shine here to Salem. Salem wanting to draw contact, step back jumper, and gets it to go. Just a phenomenal step back J there from Salem. But that'll do it here for the end of the first half, as the Valley BC Wolfpack leading the HAFTR Hawks by a score of 27-22. Join us here in a few minutes as we have second half action for you very, very soon. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Jake Brewer here in the Memphis Sports and Event Center here for the 2025 Memphis Yeshiva Invitational. As this matchup, we have the 6-seeded Valley-seeded Wolfpack with a 5-point lead over the 11-seeded HAFTR Hawks for round one play. Going over some first half stats really fast. First for the Wolfpack. Right now, number 99, Mir Dan, leads the charge with 10 points. While number 17, Veer Asayag Raham with 7 points. Number 7, Emmett Victor. And number 1, Eli Lebowitz with 4 points each. And number 23, Adam Sakoff with 2 points. Meanwhile, for the number 11 seeded HAFTR Hawks, only 3 different players on the board here, as number 2, Jacob Salem for the Hawks has 12 points. Number 3, Nate Meyer with 6 points. And JoJo Kaplan with 4 points. So as we see here, 27-22 in favor of the Wolfpack as they get the ball here to start the second half. As we see Emmett Victor with the basketball. Down, passes it over to Dan. Dan being heavily guarded there by Freundlich. Back to Victor. Once again, this Valley Wolfpack team certainly loves to take their time. They stay posed, they stay composed, I should say. And we're going to have a reach-in foul against the Hawks. Inbounding the basketball in, gets it over to 17 and 17 to 8. 8 pops that to the corner to Dan. Dan driving, being trapped there down by 2 individuals, but being able to get the ball away. We'll get a 3-point shot there by the Wolfpack, not going to fall. Offensive rebound, ball's loose. Jacob Salem gonna get it, but get it stolen right back. And boy, this is absolute chaos here in the Memphis Yeshiva Invitational, but the Wolfpack extending their lead to 7. Freundlich to Kaplan. Here's Salem, 4-3, not gonna fall. Offensive rebound by Naumburg. And that's gonna be a miss, throws it off the glass, rebounded there by the Wolfpack. Wolfpack taking down to the other end. Number 23, left-handed little floater there, gets it to go, and that will extend the lead. Now 31-22 in favor of the Wolfpack. We'll be right back here on MemphisYeshivaInvitational.com. And we're back here for first round play as the 6-seeded Valley BC Wolfpack with a 9-point lead over the HAFTR Hawks. HAFTR certainly started the game off with a lot of fight, a lot of resilience. No team really had an advantage there in probably the first maybe 10 minutes or so of the basketball game, but lately here, the Wolfpack truly taking an advantage. As we see here, the Wolfpack heavily guarding the Hawks. And there's once again another turnover. We're going to get a kicked ball against the Wolfpack, but head coach Lior Schwartzberg certainly did not like that call, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Freundlich passing it to Salem. Salem popping it back out to Freundlich. Freundlich to Kaplan. Kaplan to Freundlich. Freundlich throwing it over to Salem. And we know Salem loves to score. Salem with a almost dangerous pass to Meyer. There's a shot there, 3-point shot there, not gonna fall. Offensive rebound by Freundlich. This team's not afraid to shoot the rock. Jacob Salem with a circus shot. My goodness. How in the world did that happen? Certainly the exciting, shocking moves that you'll see all weekend here in Memphis. Here's Dan. Dan with a three-point shot and gets it to go. Boy, I don't think anybody expected him to pull up in that very moment, as the Wolfpack now with a 10-point lead. And they're looking absolutely phenomenal at this very moment. Their defense is suffocating the Hawks. There's another miss there by the Hawks. Wolfpack gonna slow things down. Victor. Here to Raham. Raham driving. There's going to be a foul there, but it's going to be an offensive foul against Raham. Probably through an elbow of some sort, and baseline official right on top of things, doing his job well. As we have an excellent officiating crew here for this 6-11 matchup. There's Kaplan with a left-handed floater, and that's going to be well short. I'll tell you, I can't tell you the last time HAFTR scored the basketball. Victor with the basketball. Victor drives, trying to draw contact, and it's going to be on the floor. That's going to go against number 3 of the Hawks, Nate Meyer. So have a substitution here for the Hawks. 0, Matthew Shine coming into the game for JoJo Kaplan. There's Dan for 3, not gonna fall. Rebounded by Sakoff, going right up for a layup in traffic, and it is now a 12-point lead for the Wolfpack. If you're Lior Schwartzberg, you've got to be absolutely encouraged, as you know your team started out slow, but boy, they have been absolutely ecstatic here in the early going. There's Salem being trapped there in the corner, but throws that to Meyer, and Meyer with the, I'll be honest here, just a bad pass, and it's taken advantage of, and there's going to be a foul against Jacob Salem, and boy, he does not like that one. But Amir Dan, phenomenal job in drawing contact and being able to find the whistle, if you will. Amir Dan capitalizing on the first throw from the charity stripe. As the Wolfpack just slowly grow this lead. Certainly wanting to make a statement here, advance into Tier 1 play. And it is now 40-24 with 3:26 remaining in the third quarter. Shine. There's a shot there by Freudenlight, not gonna fall, and boy, the Hawks have just gone absolutely ice cold, not being able to hit the broadside of a barn here in the third quarter. Aaron List with the basketball. Bounce pass down to Raham. Ball's going to go out of bounds, but will stay Wolfpack basketball. Three-point shot there, not going to go. Rebounded by the Hawks. Woo! And we're going to get a blocking foul against the Hawks. And Jacob Salem just sprinting down the floor. And number 17 of the Wolfpack, Vera Sayad Raham, trying to draw some sort of charge, but not going to get it to go. And that'll be Raham's third personal foul. As here in the third quarter, the Hawks with 3 team fouls. Meanwhile, the Wolfpack with 2 team fouls. Hawks looking for some sort of sign of positivity. They've not scored in quite some time. Jacob Salem pops it out. 3-point shot there. Not going to go. Once again, another miss by the Hawks. Here's Rakoff. Rakoff. Fadeaway J, and got it to go. Freundlich to Salem. Salem down to Nomberg, and not able to capitalize on that easy layup. Just could have floated it in pretty easily. Freundlich. Out to number 0, Matthew Shine for the shot. Once again, another miss by the HAFTR Hawks, and it's just one of those days for HAFTR. You can get all the great opportunities in the world, but at the end of the day, if you just can't get the ball in the cylinder, it's going to be a tough one. There's the steal there. And that'll be an easy layup there by the Hawks. Finally, some sort of way to stop the bleeding from the Hawks. And, you know, we are only in the third quarter. It's a 16-point deficit. This game's certainly not over if HAFTR can just get a few stops and find a few easy baskets, but they have no chance if they're going to allow things that easily. And so we'll have a quick little timeout. It'll be a 30-second timeout by the HAFTR Hawks as the Wolfpack lead at 44-26 right here on MemphisYeshivaInvitational.com. And ladies and gentlemen, we've returned here to the Memphis Sports and Events Center as it is all Wolfpack at the moment. Right now they have a huge run. I'm not really sure what the run is, but I know not long ago this game was, what, 16-16 or something along those lines. So, you know, very tight start to this basketball game, but Valley BC certainly found a way to gain the advantage, and it has been all Wolfpack here lately. Matthew Shine with a mid-range J and cuts the deficit to 16. HAFTR just desperate for some stops and some scores. And as I said earlier, we are only in the third quarter, so this game certainly not over quite yet, but HAFTR's certainly going to have things fall their way. As Emmett Victor and the Valley BC Wolfpack just throwing it right out of bounds, and you've got to be absolutely frustrated. Yes, you're up by 16 points, but you know if you're Lior Schwartzberg, you want to extend this lead as much as possible and give yourself enough breathing room in the fourth quarter to possibly play some of your underclassmen and get those young kids some experience there on the basketball court. There's Shine to Freundlich. Freundlich to Shine. Shine, drive, throws a knee up, but it's going to be a blocking foul. So that'll be 2 shots here coming up for number 0, Matthew Shine. As that foul's going against, I believe, number 6 of the Wolfpack, Joey Victor. Shine, a senior forward, 6 foot, 170-pounder. Once again, just another one of those players. It's his final year for the Memphis Yeshiva Invitational, and now he's always going to be hard on himself. He's always going to push himself and his teammates to be as successful as they possibly can, and a big leader on this team, and it's his responsibility to lead this squad and keep them motivated after an early loss here in this tournament. We have a full court, almost a full court heave there, but not going to go. But that'll do it here for the end of the 3rd quarter as the Valley BC Wolfpack lead the HAFTR Hawks by a score of 44-28. We'll be right back here on MemphisYeshivaInvitational.com. And ladies and gentlemen, we are back here for the 4th and final quarter of this first round matchup between HAFTR and Valley BC. As that 2nd and 3rd quarter, all Valley BC, as they have a comfortable 16-point lead. But yes, even if they are comfortable, they still can't give up quite yet because, well, I'll tell you, 8 minutes is certainly more than enough to blow a huge lead if you're not careful about it. But we'll have a foul there against the Wolfpack, and Zuckerman of the Hawks. That's not sure if that is Aiden or Jake Zuckerman, but either way, he missed that first free throw. But he gets that second one to go. Cuts the deficit down to 15 with 7:50 remaining here in the 4th quarter. But here's Dan. Dan with a mid-range floater there and gets it to go. Here's Meyer. Freundlich. There's Meyer for 3. Not going to fall. Rebounded by Dan. Dan to Victor. Victor. Out to Rakoff. Rakoff bobbling the basketball. It's going to be stolen by the Hawks. And here's Freundlich. Freundlich back out to Shine. Shine throws it way out into the corner. And it's going to be a missed three-point shot, just barely bouncing in and out. Here's Victor. Victor driving right under the basket. Not going to be able to get that circus shot layup to fall. As we are now 6:30 remaining here in the 4th quarter. There's a three-point shot there, not gonna go. Rebounded by the Hawks. Hawks going quick, and they gotta. And that will be a missed layup there with a timeout called by the Wolfpack. We have 6:14 remaining in the fourth quarter. We'll be right back. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. There is 6:14 remaining here in the fourth quarter with Wolfpack with a nice, comfortable 17-point lead. And you know, if you are the Wolfpack, certainly want to take their time on some of these possessions. Don't want to go super fast-paced, but at the end of the day, all you want to do is just do whatever it takes to come out of here with a victory. As they've not given up any sort of ground since the beginning of the fourth quarter, but HAFTR's head coach Joey Honick yelling at his players to play more pressurized defense. That layup's not going to go, but Eli Fischbach with an opportunity for a rebound, but just kind of bobbles the ball going right out of bounds, and it will stay with the Wolfpack. There's a shot there, and gets it to go. That's number 6, Joey Victor, with a three-point shot there, and just extending this lead, and I think it's safe to say that the Wolfpack are quite comfortable with this lead at this very point, as Wolfpack still gonna keep going strong. There's another three-point shot there, not gonna go. Here's Zuckerman. Fischbach drives. Circus shot layup. Not the best shot selection in my opinion. Fischbach out to number 10 for that three-point shot. And that'll be off the mark. Here's 17. Not gonna go, and boy, the Wolfpack just still wanting to sort of run up the score here. Certainly not afraid to shoot threes, that's for sure. You know, it's just one of those other things where we saw in the early going of this basketball game, HAFTR had 3 or 4 early three-point makes, and you know, we certainly thought they were going to continue that explosiveness, but there came a point in the basketball game where they just went stagnant. They honestly just never came back to fruition, but we have a timeout here by the Wolfpack. That'll be a 30-second timeout, so we will return here very, very soon. And ladies and gentlemen, with 4:24 remaining in the fourth quarter, the Wolfpack with a very easy full court pass into a layup. as it is now 51 to 29, and this thing's gotten out of hand here. Here's Weiner with a travel as he shuffled both of his feet indeed, and we're going to have a platoon swap here for the Wolfpack. Gabriel Cohen, I believe, getting his first minutes here. Here's 15, bouncing it right off the glass. HAFTR trotting the ball back down, tries to throw it up, looking for contact, not going to get anything to go. And the ball will go out of bounds, staying with HAFTR. 3:46 remaining in the final quarter. Fischbach going to have a personal foul against number 15, I believe. Yes, it will. 15 against, or a reach-in foul against number 15, Nathaniel Goodman. Here's a shot there, and that's going to be, once again, I believe, another foul against Goodman. This time a shooting foul. That will be 3 personal fouls, 3 team fouls on the Wolfpack here in the final goings. As here going to the line for 2 shots for HAFTR is Jake Daniel. Daniel, a junior forward, standing at 5 feet 9 inches, 160 pounds. As he goes 2 for 2 there at the charity stripe, 51-31. And that's a pass that's going right out of bounds. As we see here, the Wolfpack playing many of their younger individuals. So I believe the Hawks are also kind of following that same little system. Just playing some of your younger guys, getting them some experience, as we see a 3-point shot there from Zuckerman. That'll be a good confidence booster for that young man. There's 22 going up, drawing a lot of contact, not going to get a foul call, but there's a 3-point shot there by number 15, Goodman, and that won't fall either. That'll be a missed layup by the Hawks. As the whistle blew, but the players originally did not hear it. I don't believe they, seems as if nobody stopped, but I believe the Wolfpack simply called a timeout. 2:44 remaining in the fourth quarter. Wolfpack leading 51-34. And ladies and gentlemen, we have now hit the 2.5-minute mark here with this opening round matchup. And so we're gonna get a jump ball there on the Wolfpack side of the basketball. And Wolfpack are gonna keep it. 22 gonna go up. Offensive rebound by 45. And we will go to HAFTR's side of the floor. HAFTR desperate to go fast in this situation because, boy, do they need points and they need them quick. There's Zuckerman for 3, not going to go. Offensive rebounded by 1, down to 15, 15 over to 20. Not going to fall, but the Hawks going to respond with a layup of their own. down to the 2-minute mark of this basketball game. There's a floater there. That's way strong. And boy, number 15 of the Wolfpack, Nathaniel Goodman, just looks sort of nervous to be out here. He has 2 early fouls and missed that opportunity. Just a great pass there by Goodman for an easy layup by number 26, Moshe Asayag Raham. And we're gonna get a foul there. Number 22 of the Hawks, Jakey Aaron, I should say, drawing the contact. And going to the line for 2 shots. Jakey Aaron, a junior guard, standing at 5 feet 9 inches, 160 pounds. Can't get that first free throw to fall. Checking into the game, Ethan Vaisman coming in. There's Aaron for 3. That'll be well short. It will be offensive rebounded by number 23 of the Hawks, Jake Zuckerman. However, he stepped out of bounds in that situation. Zuckerman pops it down to Aaron and can't get the free one to go. But offensive rebound by Ethan Vaisman. It tips it in to cut the deficit down to 15 with just 60 seconds remaining. And there is Jake Aaron. Once again, 53-40, 50 seconds remaining. Hawks applying the pressure, doing whatever it takes to try and get something going here. We'll have another steal there by the Hawks. There's a 3-point shot by Weiner. Not gonna go. Zuckerman kind of loops it around, but just can't get any shots to fall right now. And it appears that this will do it for this basketball game with 15 seconds remaining in the game, and it appears that'll do it as the Valley BC Wolfpack defeat the HAFTR Hawks by a score of 53-40. Ladies and gentlemen, your Valley BC Wolfpack advancing to the Tier 1 bracket. Meanwhile, the HAFTR Hawks dropping to Tier 2 play. That'll do it here for this opening round matchup here in the Memphis Sports and Event Center. I am Jake Brewer bidding farewell, and we will see you here very shortly for more Memphis Yeshiva Invitational action right here in Memphis, Tennessee.